My name is Susan Gabbiati. I'm the founder of the company called Kettel Krakkers. And I started the company about 4 years ago. And it was an old Danish recipe of mine that was cooked or baked with whole wheat. Then my granddaughter, Lisa, was suddenly diagnosed with celiac. And so she was asking me if I could bake it gluten-free. And I said, that's a really tall order because when you are not having any gluten, it's really difficult to work with. So it took me about half a year to get the recipe perfected. Now we had the recipe, but now how do we roll it out? And in the beginning, believe it or not, we started with 2 pieces of parchment paper, a rolling pin, put a glob of dough in between the parchment paper and rolled it out by a rolling pin. Peeled the top part off and then cut it with a knife to the sides of the crackers. Then transferred it on another piece of parchment paper on a cookie sheet, put it in the oven, baked it, and then it came out. Now, we did not have big fancy oven to start out with. We had just a regular oven, and we thought we were pretty cool. And then we went to bigger ovens, and now we are having what they call a rack oven, where everything is computerized. It gets put on racks, and it gets hooked up to the ceiling of the oven, and it turns around, and it's baked that way. But the way to deal with the dough is still, we found a pizza press. So it gets pressed there, but also, again, between 2 pieces of parchment paper because it sticks to everything because there's no gluten in it. So it's basically the same technique, but a little more mechanical. So we would, of course, like to get into getting some really great equipment that is a lot more automated. So we'll cut down all the cutting time and all that. So the product itself is an amazing product. It's, of course, it's gluten-free, it's all organic, all certified, has no sugar, has no nuts in it, it's all seeds. So we have pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, flax seeds, and sunflower seeds in it. And it's baked into the dough, so you don't have a lot of seeds rattling around in the back when you open your bag of crackers. So, and no sugar, which is a huge thing today. So we have been doing a lot of demos over the 4 years. We do them all ourselves because we like the feedback from people. And we have done about 20 road shows for Costco, and we're in line with Costco right now. And what's amazing was everybody's asking, how did you get into Costco? And I said, they approached us at the food show in San Francisco about 1.5 years ago. And then I got their business card, and I stuck it in my apron and forgot about it. And then I had to clean the apron, and I see this business card, and we go, oh my God, I guess they want to contact us. So we brought all our samples to Costco and down in Livermore, and they loved it right away. What they also liked is that we extended our shelf life. What we started out with was in a clam box, and it was a see-through, and we could only get 3 months shelf life out, and it was too short because there's no preservative in it. And we didn't realize that the lights in supermarkets are on 24/7, and it oxidized. So we had to develop a stand-up pouch, which is what we have here. And that gives us 6 months shelf life. And we do flush it with food-grade nitrogen to protect it, and also protect the cracker in itself when it gets shipped, so it doesn't crack. That's very important. Now the logo uh, we found the logo. We went through a lot with our designer, and we found this logo from a wonderful artist out of Australia. And we just fell in love with it because it looks very Danish. And we have a little saying down there that says "Tak for mad," and which means thank you for the food. And at first we thought, oh God, nobody knows Danish, right? But we're surprised a lot of people actually know that phrase. It's really cute. And it also makes for good conversation, you know, to explain people that's an old Danish tradition, that that's what you say to your parents when you leave the dinner table. You say tak for mad. We thought that was very cute. So basically, we are asking for about $100,000 at 10% in our business, and we think that is a very fair request. What we really would like to spend the money with is better equipment to be able to really have more volume, because it's all handmade right now, and it's very time consuming. So that's basically where we're at this point. So we are in a lot of markets. We do some online, and we had really good customers that have been with us for 4 years, and we like to take good care of them. It's a huge problem with celiac disease. And it's really very humbling to talk to people when we do road shows or demos, to talk to people. They come up, and I've had people come up and give me hugs and just crying over the product. I said, thank you so much for making a product that we feel is really safe. We're just ready to rumble and grow more, because I think there is a huge market for this kind of product. And there are other gluten-free crackers out there that are very, very different. Ours is a savory cracker, and of course no sugar. And we tell people, because they say, well, what do I put on the cracker? And we say, well, anything you like, but a nice cheese is always wonderful. The sesame we really like, with cream cheese, smoked salmon, capers, and red onions, and everybody goes, oh, what a great idea. Then what I tell people is that rosemary is very nice cracked in your salad instead of croutons, which is, can give you a little surprise. Also, the firecracker is fun in the salad, you know. And we have experimented with using special the firecracker in a little small Cuisinart. Take a handful in there, pulverize it, and it becomes like a breadcrumb, and it's really tasty. And then you can roll your chicken in it or your fish and bake. It has enough olive oil in it that you don't really need to use any shortening when you put it on a baking sheet. So, you know, there's many ways you can use this cracker, you know. So I think, of course, it's an old Danish recipe of mine, and I'm very proud of it. I have a culinary background from Denmark. I went to culinary school for a year and learned to cook from scratch. And baking actually was never my biggest thing, because I like to cook other things. And I found out that baking is a real science. So sometimes it's influenced by the weather. So you have to really be careful, you know. If it's a really cold day and wet day, the dough comes out a little different. So you have to really have it hands-on. So there you go.